Good morning, everyone. In today's class, we will discuss two other literary terms or devices. One is aphorism, and number two is analogy. Okay, let us start with aphorism first. What is aphorism then? Aphorism is a brief saying or phrase that expresses an opinion or makes a statement of wisdom without the flowery language of a proverb. Try to focus on where I have highlighted. Okay, the origin of this word is Greek, and this term was coined by Hippocrates in his work entitled Aphorisms. Okay, aphorisms are often used to teach a lesson, speaking in a plain language or plain terms. Okay. Now, for example, we will take some sentences. I have divided these examples into three parts. First part is for people. Actions speak louder than words. Many of you have heard this sentence in your life for several times, I think. Actions speak louder than words. Next one is he who hesitates is lost. Okay, these are some sentences we use repeatedly in our life, in our day-to-day conversations. Okay, based on some experiences in life. The next is for life. A barking dog never bites. This sentence is also an outcome of the experience from the life. Next, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Now, for success, we have some aphorisms. Number one is measure twice, cut once. I think you know the meaning of this sentence. Measure twice, cut once. Okay, that is be economical. A penny saved is a penny earned. This is also used in our society. Okay, um, for many a times. I think you have understood what aphorism is by seeing these examples. For better understanding, I have included some more definitions of aphorism. Number one is an aphorism is a brief, cleverly worded statement that makes a wise observation about life. Try to remember that. Number two is a brief statement that expresses a general principle about life is known as aphorism, usually only one sentence long. For example, honesty is the best policy, which was told by Benjamin Franklin. I think you have heard this sentence before. Number three, a general truth or astute observation expressed in a concise, pithy, and witty manner is also known as aphorism. That is, we have different kinds of definitions of aphorism, but all are same in meaning. Okay, try to understand and try to remember the examples of aphorism. Okay, aphorisms are used in literature, aphorisms are used in daily life, aphorisms are used in the popular culture as well to make the people understand, to realize the people's um, fault. Okay, to give some lessons to the people. Now, coming to the next term, analogy. Now, analogy is a way of describing something by comparing it to something else, which makes the idea more simple. That is, to make some concept simple, to make some idea to a complex idea simple, we use some analogies, that is some comparisons. Okay, and this is known as analogy. The thing which is being compared is likely to have some similarities or things in common, though they are different. Analogy can have some various forms, but usually seen in the form of simile, metaphor, and conceit. That is, analogy is a broader term, and within an analogy, we can see the use of simile, metaphor, and conceit. That is, to create an analogy, we take the helps of simile, metaphor, and conceit. Okay, we will discuss these three terms in our later classes because these are another concepts, another literary terms. We will come to these things later on. Just remember that these three are the subdivisions of analogy. These three are the components of analogy. These three are the the mm, the components which are very much essential for creating an analogy. Just try to remember that. Now take some examples to understand it better. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece white like snow. Here, the little lamb is compared to, the color of the little lamb is compared to the snow. And this is how the writer or the speaker is trying to make the audience understand that the lamb is so white, and the whiteness of the lamb is like the snow. Okay? We can understand it very easily while the author or the speaker uses some kind of analogy like this. Okay? The other examples as light as feather, okay, like a diamond, like a lion. Okay, these are some examples of metaphors and similes which may help us in creating an analogy. Okay, try to understand these things. If these phrases are elongated and used in sentence, then this will become an analogy. For example, the first sentence, Mary had a little lamb, its fleece white like snow. It is analogy by using the uh, simile white like snow. Okay, so if we use the similes and metaphors or the conceits in a sentence, in a concept, then it becomes an analogy. Okay, I think you have understood the things. Now, coming to some more examples from literature and popular culture of analogy. Number one is her beauty is on the face of the night, like as you will in the year of Ethiop. This sentence is from Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare. Here, uh, here again you just see the sentence, her beauty is on the face of the night, like as you will in the year of Ethiop. Okay, this is a comparison to make the audience or the reader understand. Number two, life is like a box of chocolates. You do not know what you might get. Okay, life is like a box of chocolates. You do not know what you might get. This is a dialogue from the movie Forrest Gump. Here you can see the life is compared to the box of chocolates, where you do not know what will come out from that particular life, what will be the next. Number three, the day is done, and the darkness falls from the wings of night, as a feather is wafted downward. from the eagle in his flight. Here also, we can see the comparisons to make the audience understand. This is from the poem The Day is Done by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Okay, I think you have understood what analogy is and what are the uses of analogy and what are the components of analogy. Okay, to create an analogy, what do we use? Okay, simile, metaphor, and conceit. I think the concept is clear, so I can leave for today. Okay, thank you so much.